Ghost of Tsushima gets a sequel and it's looking pretty damn good. Set 300 years after Jinsekai's story, it follows the story of Atsu, a vagabond roaming the lands of Yotei. Surrounded by the eponymous Mount Yotei, Atsu takes the mantle of the Ghost, traversing this new open-world area. The trailer gave us a few close looks on what to expect, especially with this new dual-wielding stance and a fox as a potential pet. No release date yet, but it's expected to come out next year. Bandai Namco takes the helm for the next Little Nightmares game after Tarsier Studios' departure. Little Nightmares 3 takes us once again into a surreal nightmarish world packed with unspeakable horrors. The first two games already gave us a taste of these monstrosities, but 3 steps it up a notch with a full co-op campaign and a fresh cast of characters. Dynasty Warriors is back, and it looks like we're going back years before the iconic Yellow Turban Rebellion. For the first time in a long time, Origins caters to new and old fans of the series, so you don't need to play the previous entries to understand this. Don't worry, it still has all the signature Musou combat where you're surrounded by a legion of soldiers. One of PS Vita's iconic games, Freedom Wars, makes its resurgence to modern consoles with this remaster. This Monster Hunter-style RPG takes place in a bleak dystopian society where humanity faces off against massive machines to reduce their million-year prison system. This remastered version maintains the signature combat while reducing gameplay frustrations. Among these is the improvement of the lock-on and thorn systems, both essential mechanics in the game. After suffering a major delay, Ubisoft's Japanese-centric Assassin's Creed moved its release date to February next year. Its dual-protagonist story is its main selling point. Picking between the two will open new opportunities for stealth and action. This makes for a fun experimentation that's not limited to its traditional open-world style. Yasuke and Naoe's adventure will have to wait, but at least we get enough material to keep the hype going.
Well, you are a friendly beast, are you not?
All these memories came flooding back.
Creators of the first two Life is Strange games, Don't Nod moves on from Max and Chloe's adventures and into this new supernatural coming-of-age story. Lost Records is a story about a group of friends reliving something mysterious they encountered 27 years ago. While it is still a complete mystery as to what they found, trailers captured the feel of the late 1990s and what it's like to have friends. It follows the same episodic format as the Life is Strange titles, with the first episode coming out this February 18.
I'm dead.
The next Yakuza, or Like a Dragon game, is embracing the pirate's life. RGG puts a new spin to its real-time action mechanics, with Majima being able to switch two unique fighting styles, one for swashbuckling as a pirate and the other for his signature Mad Dog personality. The game takes place in Hawaii and it's packed to the brim with ridiculous moments that Yakuza fans are pretty much used to nowadays. Terry Bogard is finally getting a new game after spending his time as a special guest in various franchises. Featuring a roster of 17 iconic characters from the Fatal Fury series, City of the Wolves switches up its mechanics with a new rev system. These enhanced attacks help close the gap between fights, adding a new dynamic feel for every match. Fighting game fans will be eating good once it arrives on April 24 next year. One of the greatest JRPGs ever made is finally getting a remaster after all these years. Two of their iconic entries receive upgraded visuals, improved effects, and a variety of quality-of-life features that'll save us frustrations when we're saving the world. This is the perfect duology to introduce new players to the world of Suikoden. Old fans too can revisit their iconic moments in a modern lens.
Guild permission granted. Begin the hunt.
Understood.
One of 2025's most anticipated games is mere months away. Capcom's latest Monster Hunter game is going all out with its action RPG elements. Wilds takes all the best things from their previous entries, including World and Iceborne, to bring new life to this next establishment. With your sacred, traverse uncharted lands and face off against a rogues gallery of new and iconic monsters. With its dynamic weather system, there's even more unpredictability in every hunt, encouraging you to play online with your friends. If monster hunting is Capcom's expertise, id Software has demon slaying. The next Doom takes us to the Dark Ages, which is basically just a prequel to Doom and Eternal. The legendary Doom Slayer makes a name for himself as he fends off the creatures of hell. This new entry to the series features more demons to slay and more weapons to use. From shield-shaped chainsaws to skull crusher miniguns, you have all the power in the world to eliminate the forces of Damn. Either way, it's just a regular Tuesday for the Doom Slayer. Eternal Strands is a standout indie game coming out next year. Part of its allure is how it combines multiple mechanics from popular franchises. It has Monster Hunter's engaging boss fights, Legend of Zelda's physics-based exploration, and the Shadow of the Colossus stamina mounting. All in all, it looks like a promising game that could be one of next year's best titles. The Lisan Al-Gaib take a back seat in this open-world MMO from Funcom. Set in a world where Paul Atreides doesn't exist, you are your own chosen one. Master the great sands of Arrakis and dominate the spice trade in Dune Awakening. It is a wide assortment of genres packed into one sprawling game. You build bases, scavenge resources, engage in combat, and gain profits. It takes a page from popular survival games in the market and infuses it with Frank Herbert's science fiction universe.
We were both wrong. They live inside our heads.
It looks like Death Stranding has slight competition next year with Hell Is Us. This science fiction game takes a page from Dark Souls combat and Kojima's Alien presentation. It's a third-person action game where mankind is a victim of its own making. This hostile Earth is packed with Lovecraftian threats waiting to tear you apart. With the game's minimal UI, there's nothing to guide you in your journey except your own instincts. The zero hand-holding makes for a terrifying and satisfying experience. Two of the classic LUNAR titles will get a remastered version next year. Silver Star Story and Eternal Blue will receive enhanced graphics, audio, and quality of life improvements that are ideal for new and old fans. We get to relive both Alex and Hero's journey in a completely new light. The 90s nostalgia remains, plus we get updated English support this time around. If Little Nightmares 3 is no longer in Tarsier Studios' hands, they're out making their own horror game. Reanimal borrows the same concepts from their iconic Little Nightmare series, but dials the horror to 11. Despite all that, it exists far from Mono and 6's universe. Similar to Little Nightmares 3, it also features a seamless co-op experience, so it's best to invite a friend along and run away from these indescribable horrors.
I thought you were dead.
Step into the medieval kingdoms once again in this highly anticipated sequel to Warhorse Studios' open-world RPG. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will deliver the best medieval adventure we could ever hope for. We craft our own story in this bygone era, from exploring immersive countrysides to riding our trusty steed across towering kingdoms. The next 4X game from the iconic Sid Meier Civilization series. The best part of this entry isn't just about the cool new graphics and bigger areas to conquer, it's about how we can finally mix and match our leaders. 7 allows us to select leaders and civilizations independently. This opens up a floodgate of alternate histories only possible in this game. Imagine pairing a militaristic leader with a diplomatic or economic civilization. This creates fascinating new strategies and outcomes that we can't wait to try. From the makers of the beloved 2-point titles, Museum is another management simulation where we build and curate our own dream museum. Throughout our experience, we get to have full control over exhibit design and manage the interests of our visitors. Knowing the 2-point games, not everything is to be taken seriously, so expect a lot of crazy and random moments in our historical space. If you've seen Night at the Museum movies, then we can potentially make it a reality here. Hideo Kojima's next Death Stranding story is coming out next year. Everyone's been dying to know what the hell is going on with this twisted sequel. The trailers we've seen didn't help at all, knowing Kojima's knack for being cryptic. What we do know so far is that it sees the return of its star-studded cast including Norman Reedus, Léa Seydoux, and Troy Baker. There are also new faces that'll definitely spark more questions than answers, like what are George Miller and Elle Fanning doing here? And where's our beloved BB? Riot's next game shies away from hero shooters and MOBAs, and instead it's a full-fledged fighting game that caters to casual and veteran players. 2XKO is a 2v2 fighting game where teams of 2 duke it out in stylish 2.5D battles. Unlike Marvel vs. Capcom's seamless character switching, a second person controls the other character. Sometimes. It features a roster of iconic characters from League of Legends. Whether you prefer the chaotic Jinx, the nimble Echo, or the stalwart Darius, there's more than enough characters that can suit your playstyle. It's a good thing that Borderlands is working on their next game, considering that their live-action adaptation flopped hard. There's a lot of things we still don't know about Borderlands 4 since Gearbox only gave us a short teaser. What we do know is that it's still the looter shooter we know. According to the game's description, we take on the role of a legendary vault hunter in search of a secret alien treasure. Knowing Borderlands, it's not as easy as it sounds. If there's one major game we can't wait to get our hands on next year, it's none other than Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 6. Every person you know is definitely waiting to step into its meticulously crafted open world, but without a definite release date, we can only wish that it comes out soon. The trailer gave us a glimpse of what this new world will bring us: realistic faces, strip clubs, crime, and a glorious satirization of America. Square Enix embraces their classic JRPG titles, transforming the first two Dragon Quest titles into a vibrant remake. The remake blends pixel art with 3D environments similar to Octopath Traveler. Fans can expect updated visuals, enhanced gameplay mechanics, and a faithful recreation of the classic storylines, perfect for new and old players who want to experience the beginning of the Erdrick trilogy in a modern lens.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
We end this list with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, one of the rare Xbox games that will also come out on the PlayStation 5. Set between the events of Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, it sees the return of Indy as he uncovers a mysterious power connected to the Great Circle, brandish his signature whip, and enjoy a globe-trotting adventure across real-life locations such as Rome, Thailand, Egypt, and the Himalayas. With its mix of first-person and third-person combat, navigate through tricky dungeons, solve puzzles, and stop the circle from falling into the wrong hands. Subscribe for more!